And then actually, a lot of it is that biology of how we're made up in that sense. Whether it's the tribes that you mention and therefore the close knit connection between people around us, which if we're living in an isolated area where we don't know people around us or we don't have that trust, we don't have that love, we don't have that family. Family can not generally just be biological family. It can be friends, it can be people who you treat as family in terms of unconditional love. And it's very interesting, that tribal aspect that we've lost, because I'm not saying we should run about with, spears or whatever and, attack other tribes. I'm saying that the concept of the unconditional love, the acts of service, the protection of others, it's elements that in modern society we're really lacking. Where does that link in with the psychology element of how we're having this negative effect of anxiety, depression, which are very much clinical issues as well? And I'm not kind of putting any of them down in their significance, but I think a lot of it is linked in with that lacking of connection in the modern world.
Absolutely. I absolutely love reading and listening to anything on evolutionary psychology and evolutionary biology. And I've got a child that horse rides, so I'm endlessly fascinated now by horses and the way their nervous system operates. We're meant to be in tribes, we're meant to be in communication and connection with people, we're meant to be united, and that's the people pillar. Who are you with? What's happening in your life? And, we are missing some of those things. You started the conversation by asking about seasonal affective disorder. Of course, we're not meant to be awake all night. When the sun goes down, you're meant to be asleep. In the winter, you're doing less than you are in the summer when the days are longer. But we're not all working in agriculture anymore, so it doesn't really apply. But, if you're starting a new project and you're birthing something or you're growing something, springtime, the energy is better to do that. You've got that orientation in the seasons that helps you. The energy is right. That's how we should be doing things. But we've missed a trick here because we don't think about these things. And I think we do miss that connectivity, and we're often in competition with each other. How many likes have we got? How many followers? How much of a pay rise? Is my car better than yours? Is my house bigger? If we haven't got, we've got Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but then we're just going into the minutiae of this, and comparing. And as you know, comparison is the thief of joy.